All right, I got a sawmill, some posts. I really want them to be cedar, so I'm going to see what I've got over here. I need about 10 foot. Well, really, I could probably get away with 9 foot 6x6s, so I don't think I have anything big enough, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a cedar there, but that's way too small. There's a couple cedars back here. Those are too small as well. Yeah, so these right here are cedars, but they're either really wonky or I might be able to get 2x2s out of them. There's this one here I could give out, but you get a 4x4, but only 6-7 feet long. Not gonna be long enough, so let's take a walk over here. Don't think I have any in my stash. Now, I've been holding off on this project. Kind of been scouring Craigslist and Marketplace for some deal on some trusses and whatnot, but I could steal a couple of these posts. Or I've got plenty of cedar trees that I could go take down a couple, but then they shrink a little bit. I need to get these installed hopefully this summer. I don't think I can get them dried fast enough. And see, I've already burnt the bottom of these, got them installed. I don't really want to steal these. They're plumb, they're all braced up. So let's see here. I'm trying to think what else. Nellie is happy. She's out of the shop. She gets a little I don't know, claustrophobic or cabin fever when she's in there too long. Right, first she can't wait to get in, and then yeah, like let me out. So I do have these posts. This is a nice hackberry post, but I only have one, unfortunately. I forget what this is. I think that is a... Is that a hackberry as well? No, that is a basswood. And that's not good for ground contact exterior. Alright, let's go check my other stash here. So, today is really hot. Like I said earlier, or on another video, it's been hot all summer. But this gives you an idea of, this is some area of the acreage we don't mow. And usually I'm not in here, but I'm trying to get to my wood stash. So, you know, we'll check the dogs for ticks and stuff. We do treat them. Haven't really had any issues, but you get into this dollar stuff and you're going to have ticks. Nope, that's what I thought. Just got some old railroad ties over here and some scrap. Well, I suppose I could do them out of black walnut. I don't know if I really want to do that. I want to save that for my own projects. Well, I'll bring it all back, and once I figure it out, I'm gonna go scope out these trees. Oh shoot, I'll just bring you with me. I'll walk up there. I'd like to get 10 to 12 footers that I can definitely get 6x6s out of, and I think the two right there are probably good candidates. These trees, they make for a good windbreak, but they also shade the gravel road. So during the winter, once it ices over, it takes forever to thaw out. So we took down a whole bunch over there. Now those are just arborvitaes, and those are doing excellent. We got them for $10 a piece at Walmart of all places. I don't know, 3-4 years ago, and they were maybe 2 feet tall, and now most of them are taller than me. Hey, Nelly, get over here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, these 2 trees here would probably be sufficient, especially this one here. I'll probably get an 8x8 out of that one. This one's got some damage up there, but I'll probably get a 6x6 out of that. And I've got other ones to choose from. Well, I'll bring it back when I decide what I'm gonna do, because I don't know if I'm gonna take these down today, since it's hotter than the hubs of hell out here. But what else am I gonna do? All right, so I'm gonna take down a couple trees because I need some 6x6s. And I noticed on my saw, my teeth back here was missing a screw. Of course, it's probably proprietary to steel. And it took me forever to find one. I'm going to use this sheet metal screw. It's not a perfect fit, but yeah, I mean, it's a farmer's fix. It'll be good for now until it's not. Gotta eventually replace it. I'll replace it, but actually a pretty good fit. And these are more I mean, they're coarse threads, so really, I mean, I could put some thread lock on it, but I don't think that's really going to make a difference. I'll just have to keep an eye on it. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you just used your saw yesterday. Every time you go to use your saw, make sure it's topped off with its fluids, bar and chain oil, of course the fuel. You know, check your tension on your chain, tighten that if it needs to be, give it a fresh sharpen, and just look it over. Like, this was pretty obvious because it was hanging there. Of course, I'll never find that screw that came out, but then, I mean, for me, I just like to start with this doesn't feel too bad, but it feels like it could use a sharpen. So I mark where I start. It is crazy hot today, at least for me. It's probably close to 90 with 80 to 100% humidity. So, you know, you do what you can. Hasn't even been out here that long. It's hot to touch. I just want to get outside. I've been cooped up doing some shop projects, and I've been putting this off. I got to install 2 posts for a customer on their porch. They want cedar. Actually going to be cedar stained ebony, so I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. But I've been putting it off, and they're in no hurry. So thankfully, they're working with me. All right, so I'm going to just start sharpening this. You know, there's a science to it, but you know, you got to get to know your saw. You got to do it often, and you know, you do what feels good to you. I'm probably going to go inside just so I can put this in the vise. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm at the tree line now, and I think these two are the trees I'm going to take down. I can easily get a 6x6 out of it, and they need to be at least 9 feet long. That's definitely 9 feet long. So this one is leaning towards the road, so I may need to use the UTV and get a ladder and pull it back that way. But this one's leaning perfectly towards the yard, so we'll take that one down first. That way we have room to work with this one. Oh yeah, a little CYA. So this and these are about the only safety precautions I take, other than a sharp mind and quick wits. I don't really care about chaps. You do what you have to do, but don't come at me about wearing chaps and all that crap. You want to do that, that's fine. That's your choice. I choose not to. I've taken down hundreds of trees and never had any issues. So just be smart and stay aware. Okay, came down pretty good. I was trying to get it as close to the ground as possible. I would like to get in here with my mower and just mow as much as I can, knock down some of these bushes. And these two trees have always been kind of a pain. I got some stumps in there I got to take out too. That's pretty low. I'll clean it up. I didn't really want to pull up that root like that, but that's the way it goes. They got hung up in that vine stuff up there. Otherwise, I think it would have snapped off. All right, let's just lemon up now. Okay, now I pretty much just have cleanup to do. I haven't put a tape into that yet, but it's probably 12, 14 feet long, so plenty long, which is a good thing because towards the end it does start to bow. So just cut that junk off. You don't want to make a 6x6 out of that. It'll just bow on you before you can even get it installed. I'm going to go get the tractor, clean up all these limbs, and take the log down there by the sawmill. Then we'll come back and tackle this one. Those last 4 feet or so was, maybe it's because they were trimming them at the top, but it started bowing over to the side, or it was reaching for the sun or whatever. So we'll just cut that off. I got a good 12 feet to get a nice straight 6x6 out of it. Great tree. All right, got that one all cleaned up. Taken down, limbed up, cleaned up, put the log over by the sawmill, and maybe it took me 45 minutes. It's really easy work once you, kind of get it down to a science. Now this one's got some tree damage. I don't know, maybe 8 feet up. I'm hoping it's a little bit past 9, but I don't think it is. So let's just measure it real quick here. Yeah, right at 8 feet. I still want to take it down. I just don't know if I'll use it for my 6x6 because there's some damage there. Typically where there's damage, there's rot. So we'll see. There's a few more candidates in there. All right, so I'm gonna get up in this tree and tie this off. Have my wife lift me up in the tractor. All right, second tree, called in some reinforcements because this is a leaner towards the road. So we've got a cable as far as I could reach going to the tractor, which is a pretty big tractor. This isn't really that big of a tree. And I'm going to put the wedge cut on the front. When I transfer over to the back to make the, I guess, final cut, my wife will start pulling with the tractor as long as she's off her phone and paying attention to me. All right, let's do it. All right, so this is that's the only thing a little different with that tree is putting a cable. Perfectly executed. I had it an even better hinge piece this time, so can't complain. Now it's just a matter of whether or not I'll get an actual 6x6 in there. I'm probably gonna dictate everything based on this tree. But the smallest I'll go down to is a 5x5. If I can get a 5x5 out of this one, I know I can get a 5x5 out of the other one, so then I'll have my two. I'm gonna just bring you back later because my camera's overheating. Like I mentioned before, I know, broken record, it is hot out, so I'll put you in the shade for a while. So I'll only need a 9-footer on here, and this got a bend right about there, and that's 10 feet. So I'm going to cut it off at 10 feet just so I'll have a little bit to play with. So what we're looking for is a 6x6. There's plenty of wood here, and then the rest of this, maybe I get a 6x6, but more likely like a 4x4 or 5x5. So you go get the chainsaw, probably need to be sharpened, so I'll bring y'all back. Alright, I gotta get my jack and bring this up a little bit. I'll be back. It's just a cheapo 2-ton floor jack, so. Alright, that's one down. I knew I was going to get a 6x6 out of that one. The next log is a little iffy. I will definitely get timber out of it. Might just have a little character, so I hope the customer's okay with that. Kind of did give me free range of that, so should be fine. It's still pretty heavy. Of course, I've only had them down for a couple weeks and we've had a ton of rain. But I'm probably still just going to go ahead and install it green. They don't really cup and warp as much as long as you got a nice straight tree, and both of these are pretty straight. I will have to mill out some trim, so when I place the post in, underneath the porch and whatnot, I can trim out the ends, make it look nice. So I left some of that because there's some good chunks in there. Plus I still have that cut off. I probably have some left on this one as well. So let's get this one loaded up now. Well, I got another 6x6, and you know, for most exterior projects, I would definitely use it. But this is going to be on a porch where you know, people sit, drink coffee, enjoy the weather, whatever. And it's not as nice as the first one, so it'll be nice to have around the homestead and whatnot. But I think I'm going to go find another tree and mill up a different one. I'd really like to have two like that first one. They turned out really nice, real square, very little sapwood, mostly heartwood. Let's go find another tree. Alright, I didn't really film it because I had to take it off the side of the road, and there's always cars going back and forth. But I finally got a tree down. Had to wait for a rain to come through. Take my outer shirt off. Soaking wet, but got a tree down, got it on here, and we're going to start milling up into a 6x6. Alright, so another good one, which is good because I probably only have 2 or 3 more trees that I could probably actually get 6x6s that are 8+ feet long. So I'm glad I was able to get this one. Like I said, I had to take it down on the street, so that was a little precarious. Had some safety cones out, my flashers on my tractor and stuff, but the rain started and it got hung up in branches. I should have recorded it. It was pretty cool, actually, to get my wedges and everything. And dealing with the power lines, I didn't want to clip those. Oh well, I can't take my camera everywhere. Anyways, this project is almost done. I got to deliver these. I'll probably take y'all along with that too. And we're not sure how we're going to treat these. I think they would look really nice, stained like a black or ebony, and then trimmed out, obviously. Maybe some satin type of polyurethane, exterior grade. But ultimately the customer's going to have to make that choice. The rest of her trim is painted black, so she might want to paint them. I hope not, because I think this wood grain would look awesome coming through on that ebony. But it's her call. So like I said, I'll get these delivered. We'll take you along, get them installed, and that'll be the final project. So until next time, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.